Welcome. This is a video that had to be made at some point. The infamous red dress. I think we all know about the times it was a featured outfit, but was it ever on an extra in the background, like a lot of the other outfits tend to do? I watched every single episode, eyes glued to the background, and I spotted a lot of other costumes. Foster's wardrobe in particular gets used by extras a lot. And I paused any group scene, like at the studio, and there's only one time where it made an appearance, potentially. At the end of the long sleep, there's a really quick pan across the lobby, and a woman is sitting there with what might be the red dress. It is very fast, and you only see the very top. So if you have the Blu-ray, or if you have just an opinion about this, post in the comments what you think. Setting aside whether or not that was or wasn't the dress, I think it's pretty safe to say it only appears the 3 main times. Psychobombs, The Sound of Silence, and Timelash. We'll get into those, but first, let's talk about the dress itself. It kind of falls within the time period's wet look with a lot of the faux leather going on. I don't think it's real leather. I've sewn with both, and trust me, as a costumer, you do not want to deal with real leather. Even faux leather that's really thick can be so annoying. I'm dealing with it right now with the skydiver boots. Oh, my poor finger. I really love the sleeves of this dress. It has almost a princess-like puff to it, and then moves into a wraparound tie, and that's mirrored in the sort of corset-like top. My guess is that the gown was lined, because I'm pretty sure she's not wearing anything under it, due to the patterning of the crisscross lacing and the skin showing underneath. Not a whole lot of room for anything, really. So the support has to come from the actual dress itself. There's a zipper in the back, which makes it easy to get in and out of the dress, because imagine trying to do all those lacings every single time. Very smart move to just have a zipper back there, jump in and out. But I definitely think there is a lot going on that we can't see because it's on her. I've worn enough designer dresses that are designed to wear with nothing under them to know that there's often very tiny pieces of hidden boning or a really soft, thick padded lining in certain locations that make the dress really comfortable to wear, and you can't tell from the outside. So I'd be very curious to see this dress not on someone so I can see what the inside looks like. The skirt is a little bit short for my personal taste. Yeah, it's really cute looking, but again, when you're wearing that short a skirt, you have to be just obsessive about not bending over. Like if you drop something, you have to like get your posture going and then dip down elegantly on your knees and then pick it up. Like you can't just bend over and pick it up like normal. You have to be so careful when you sit down in a chair, when you get up from the chair, when you get in a car, when you get out of a car. It's like this constant, non-stop laser focus you have to have about making sure your skirt stays. That's too much stress. So if I ever decided to try and cosplay this, I think I would make a matching pair of pants. All right, moving on to the episodes. We'll start with Psychobombs. If you ask a UFO fan, which episode is the red dress episode? They'll probably answer this one. It's kind of iconic. From the very first scene where we see Linda, we get this really brief shot of her, very happy, and then boom, it just plunges us down into that neckline and makes it clear this is probably going to be a bit of a femme fatale character, and we should definitely be attracted to her, which we are. No problems there. She also has a matching sporty red car, which is awesome. And this is the only time we see her choosing what to wear. After that, it's, well, It's the aliens choosing her outfits. In their defense, they have good taste, much like the Mysterons. Really fun little tidbit that I discovered when rewatching this scene several times in a row to look at the dress. The music that she's listening to is from Stingray. I hadn't noticed before because I only just started watching Stingray a couple months back. And I was like, that sounds so familiar. So I literally sat there in my chair with Psychobombs paused and I was like, where have I heard that music? I know I've heard it. And I realized it's Blues Pacifica.
I'll take over if you want to join them, S.H.A.D.O.
Not me, Phones. Rehearsals bore me.
Which adds such another layer to the story because here she is, innocently sitting in her car about to be turned into a bomb by the aliens. And she's listening to the music from the Stingray episode, Tune of Danger, where, like, the instrument gets turned into a bomb. Yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna have to rewatch UFO and be like, okay, where else is there Stingray music? Now that I'm like aware of this. But I don't think they can beat the just delicious perfection poetry that is using Tune of Danger for Psychobombs. Anyway, accidental discovery while working on this video. Back to Linda and this scene. She has paired the outfit with some lavender go-go boots. The color choice is definitely a bold move. And I like that the makeup department spotted this potential issue because notice her eye makeup and eyeshadow is done very specifically to match the go-go boots. So you get this like lavendery blue, burgundy, lavendery blue. And it all ties together, top to bottom. The only tiny piece I would add is maybe a bracelet or something, also in that lavendery blue color. And I think that would really make it look deliberate because right now she kind of gives off the impression that we've all done of being in a hurry, needing to leave the house and just grabbing the closest pair of shoes to the door. A couple times I have been halfway to my car, looked down and went, oh no, 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 no. I'm not leaving the house looking like this. Post in the comments on the lavender boots. On to the sound of silence. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. The dress appears here about 43 minutes in, so really, really close to the end. Anne is called into SHADO to be there when her brother wakes up, and he's obviously very traumatized from having been kidnapped by aliens, and that was an intense set of scenes. She arrives in SHADO with, of course, the red dress and these really cute little black pumps that work perfectly with this outfit, and her trademark sort of simple hairstyle, presumably because she has to put riding helmets on an awful lot. Interestingly, even though this is a really stunning outfit, it's shot in a completely different way than it was in Psychobombs. So here the emphasis is on the tragedy of the situation. Everyone behaves very professionally toward her. They're not doing these deep dips into the neckline. So even though she has this really bombshell outfit on, this episode is very much about love of family, her being there for her brother when he really needs her. And as a result, even though it's the same exact dress, it's a completely different vibe. Partly because Alec isn't there. I have a feeling if Alec had been there, he had to have made a comment. So thankfully, he was on vacation or off, I don't know, on a skydiver or something. With Timelash, we're back to the look at me use of this gown. It appears at about 3 minutes in, and then again about 19 minutes in. The woman here is presumably an actress, and she has this really cute little black bow, I'm thinking probably velvet, on the back of her head that she wears with the dress. It makes her look kind of like a porcelain doll, which is a really interesting choice. So we have this very vintage, adorable bow with a super modern, edgy outfit. Of course, the man she's with is being completely rude and is just staring. I love Colonel Lake's just absolutely disgusted eye roll when she sees it. She's awesome throughout this whole episode, but that moment in particular where she's just like, absolute comedy gold. I have to give some kudos to Commander Straker here because you see his eyes flit down for a split second to be like, what? Oh. And then, whoom, his eyes come right back up. And then the rest of the scene, he's very deliberately looking eye to eye with her. And like, as he's leaving the scene, very deliberately keeping the eyes up. And he's working so hard at it. And I'm so proud of him. Unfortunately, I couldn't spot what shoes she was wearing to complement the red dress, but guessing by the black bow, probably black shoes. Although I like to think they're tiny little boots rather than the little pumps that we saw in Sound of Silence. She seems more like a boot girl to me. It's such a brilliant design though. I would list it up there with the Scarlet red dress in Gone with the Wind, Claire in Outlander and her impressive red dress, Number 6 in Battlestar Galactica Reimagined. I would put this one up there with those absolutely iconic red dresses.